here with Neighborhoods First today. I want to point out that given the previous statements as well as our opportunity to delve further into the documents that have been surrounded this issue from the beginning, that it's very clear that this council participated in what can only be determined as either extreme ignorance or fraud when they, back in September, discussed at length how they were against the wind farm because it was going to harm the Naval Air Base, when at the very same time in the agenda memorandum on September 30th, it says very clearly the property tax revenue from the proposed Apex wind farm be used to pay for the utility structure needed in the new annexed area. Completely contrary to the logic of preventing the wind farm. It is estimated the property tax revenue generated from the proposed wind farm would be sufficient to pay for the debt needed to be used to fund installation of utility infrastructure of approximately $13 million to the newly annexed area. Obviously there you're not trying to prevent the wind farm. There's nothing in here that says we're going to try to prevent a wind farm. You also know that the legal case, quite frankly, is you couldn't win it no matter what, and is likely to result in an early declaratory judgment against you, and the wind farm will be built. Apex plans on building a wind farm. They've stated their position is, we're building a wind farm. You knew that. You know it now. So the whole purpose of this thing was to take money from one group of people and give it to another group of people to feather their own pockets with this annexation and expansion on the south side. It's very clear, Mayor, that you've been involved with the plan of extension of 2444 on the MPO for some time, as well as the 286 extension. If you look at the Plan CC three proposals, they're a fraud. None of them include any extensive infill or redevelopment. They all include the same south side plan with no alteration. I would like to point out that we still have not received a response to our written request from Mr. Risley on an opinion. I know he does not legally required to do so, but it seemed like common courtesy to citizens. We have submitted a FOIA request regarding the actual cost regarding both revenue and expenditures, and we have visited with a attorney who specializes in open meeting acts who feels
if you can wrap up your comments, Mr. Kelley.
I am. Feels we have a very good case, and we will make a decision on where we want to proceed based on the response to the FOIA request. So thank you.
For clarification on the 2444, what you're speaking as far as with the MPO, that is a collaboration for forward future transportation that has been corroborated and worked with in planning with the Texas Department of Transportation. So I will tell you, I'm going to warn you very directly on careful when you make accusations of fraud. That is my first and final warning.
I did not make an accusation of fraud on the 2444. I said it's obviously long been in the planning. The fraud is the setting up here and pushing out and saying you're trying to protect the airbase when that's not the intention, obviously.
Well, for clarification, be very, very careful. We have already stated everything is on record of our intent. This is not to be debated at this point. It's an appropriate public comment, but be very careful when you state the word fraud.
I was.
Is there anyone else here for public comment?